Last time we went over all the Blue Mage spells that came with the increase to level 60, and now let's continue our spell hunting journey by heading into Stormblood to find all the spells that came with the level 70 increase. By this point you should have a good idea of how spell acquisition works, so let's not waste any time and get right into the spells. Number 81 is Triple Trident, a 150 physical single target attack that strikes 3 times. It can be obtained from the Abisu Catfish and Nioxia, and the indicator is an animation. Number 82 is Tingle and can be obtained from the same enemy as Triple Trident, and it is a 100 potency lightning AoE that increases the next physical attack you do by 100 potency. When paired with Triple Trident, it makes it a 250 potency that hits 3 times, making it one of the strongest combos in the game. Number 83 is Tatami-Gaeshi. This is a 220 unaspected line AoE that stuns the target for 3 seconds. This can be obtained from the ads in the second boss fight of Kagane Castle. The indicator is a cast. Number 84 is Cold Fog, which gives you a buff that upon taking damage will transform into another that allows you to use a single target 400 potency ice attack that inflicts deep freeze. This can be obtained from the final boss of the burn, Mist Dragon, and the indicator is a cast. However, you have to make sure that at least one of the heads lives, otherwise it will transform into a different attack and make it so you can't obtain it. Number 85 is Stotram. This is a 140 potency unaspected AoE that is transformed into a heal if you are under healing mimicry. This can be obtained from Lakshmi and the indicator is a cast. Number 86 is Saintly Beam, a 100 potency unaspected AoE whose potency is increased to 500 when used against undead enemies. You can obtain this from the first fight of Sigmascape, Phantom Train. The indicator for this attack is an animation, specifically when the lights spawn and chase players. Number 87 is Feculent Flood, a 220 Earthline AoE that can be obtained from St. Mocane's Arbitorium Hard, specifically from the final boss. Now, the indicator for this attack is a cast, however the boss likes to take his time casting it, and he'll usually do it to target one of the ads, so it might take some time to actually see the spell. Number 88 is Angel's Snack, a 400 potency AoE heal that gains a 200 potency regen for 15 seconds if under healing mimicry. This is going to be our first totem spell for Stormblood, and the requirement is to reach level 70. Number 89 is Chelonian Gate, a buff that reduces the damage you take by 20% for 10 seconds, but you're not able to act during this time. However, upon taking 30% of your maximum HP as damage, the attack transforms into Divine Cataract, a 500 potency water AoE whose potency is further increased to 1000 if under tank mimicry. This spell can be obtained from the final boss of Hell's Lid, and the indicator is an animation, specifically his intermission phase when he summons the barrier himself. Number 90 is the Rose of Destruction, a 400 potency unaspected attack that knocks back the enemy. You can obtain this from the final boss of the Temple of the Fist, and the indicator is a cast along with being a stack. Number 91 is Basic Instinct, a buff that increases your movement speed, damage, and healing by a significant amount, while also removing the damage penalty from Mighty Guard. However, you can only use Basic Instinct if you were the only one in an instance party, so it's for solo content. And the spell can be obtained from Upper Lonosha from the Master Corals, and they'll always start by casting this spell. Number 92 is Ultravibration, possibly one of the most powerful spells, which is an attack that KOs any frozen target as long as their level is either equal to yours or lower. This can be obtained from the Kagamotos in the peaks, and the indicator is a cast. Number 93 is Blaze, which funnily enough is a 220 ice AoE and can be obtained from the first boss of Deltascape. The indicator is a cast. Number 94 is Muster Bomb, a 220 fire AoE that inflicts a 50 potency dot if the target is inflicted with lightheaded. This can be obtained from Omega, and the indicator is a cast. Number 95 is Dragon Force, which reduces the damage you take by 20% and increases to 40% if under tank mimicry. This is going to be our second totem spell, and the requirement is learning 100 spells. Number 96 is Aetherial Spark, a 50 potency line AoE that inflicts a 50 potency dot that lasts for 15 seconds. This can be obtained from the Salt Durvas in the locks, and the indicator is a cast. Number 97 is Hydropool, yet another very useful spell, which is a 220 water AoE that pulls all the targets to the caster. This can be obtained from the first boss of the Sunken City of Scala, and the indicator is a cast. However, don't get it confused with the similar named ability he uses, Hydro Push. Number 98 is Malediction of Water, a 200 potency water line AoE that knocks back both enemies and allies. You can have some fun with this one. This can be obtained from a trash mob before the second boss in the Swallow's Compass during the long hallway section. The indicator is a cast, and you'll see the AoE indicator go down the entire hallway, and you'll probably get knocked back by it. Number 99 is Choco Meteor, a 200 potency unaspected AoE whose potency is increased to 300 if your Chocobo companion is present. This can be obtained from the coarser Chocobos in the Dravinian Forelands. The indicator is a cast. Number 100 in the strongest DPS spell is Matra Magic, which is a single target 50 potency attack that hits 6 times. Its potency is also increased to 100 if under DPS Mimicry. This is going to be our third totem spell, and the requirement is learning 100 different spells. Number 101 is Peripheral Synthesis, a 220 physical line AoE whose damage is increased to 400 if the target is inflicted with lightheaded, which the attack also inflicts for 5 seconds. This spell can be obtained from the third fight in Alphascape Omega, and the indicator is an animation, specifically the hands that Omega spawns periodically throughout the fight. Number 102, Both Ends, a 600 potency unexpected AoE that shares a cooldown with Nightbloom. You can obtain this from the final boss of Swallow's Compass, and the indicator is a cast, and it has 2 separate animations. Number 103, Phantom Flurry, a 200 potency physical dot cone that requires you not to move and can be ended early for another 600 potency physical AoE. This spell can be obtained from Suzaku, and the indicator is a cast. Number 104 is Nightbloom, a 400 potency unexpected AoE that inflicts a 75 potency dot that lasts for 60 seconds. This shares a cooldown with both ends and can be obtained from Tsukiyomi in Castrum Fluminous. The indicator for this attack is an animation, specifically when she transitions phases. And with Nightbloom out of the way, we come to the end of another list of Blue Mage spells. Now, if you want to continue your spell hunting journey, unfortunately you're going to have to wait a bit, as we still have some time before the increase to 80 and with it the Shadowbringer spells. That is, if you're watching this near when it released. If not, there should be a video of all the Shadowbringer spells to the side along with the Heavensward ones. Either way, I'll see you next time when we continue hunting some spells.